Now, forewarned weather with Ashley Barassi.
Well, as we take a look at our power outage map, there are still folks waking up without power today, and that's stretching from Wayne, Oakland, Washtenaw counties on north, even Livingston County, Macomb County, dealing with some of those power outages. Certainly getting a little improvement. We're getting improvement in the temperature department today, too, but as we're waking up in the 70s, still not a whole lot of relief through the overnight, but you will notice that difference a little more heading into tonight. 90-degree days. Let's talk about that, because for folks that are still without power, at least we're not forecasting another 90-degree day. We're coming off a 4-day stretch of getting into the 90s. And so 13 days is what we average, and we have a couple more, and that's for the entire year, I should say, but we have a couple more in the forecast over the next week. So yesterday and the day before, we hit 95 for that afternoon high, which was a record on Monday, tying the record. Yesterday, we were 2 degrees shy of the record heat. So here's a look at your 24-hour temperature change. We are about 5 degrees cooler at Mount Clemens, almost 10 degrees cooler in Sandusky and Port Huron, 2 degrees cooler at Metro Airport, which might not be as noticeable, but that's the direction we want to be going in because of the extreme heat. So no heat alerts to bring you today. That's a change of pace. Temperature-wise, we're in the 70s, but 64 in Port Huron, 66 in Lapeer. So it is a little bit of a cooler start out there, but the cloud cover will keep those temperatures from rising as quickly as they've been doing the last couple of mornings. So 77 around 11 a.m., mostly cloudy skies, and then chances for showers and storms by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon onward. So time-wise, if we were to see some development of those storms, a very similar setup to yesterday, as this will be riding along a stationary boundary down into our southern counties. Forecasting 84, but give or take a degree or two, depending on where you're at, especially farther north is definitely going to be a little cooler. But that stationary boundary, we'll zoom in closer, showing you how those showers just ride along it. You can see that right here in the western part of the state. So that'll continue to trickle down into our southern counties as we head into the afternoon. Hour by hour look, I've stopped the clock at 2, and that's where we do have some of that development across the area. Heavy downpours possibly even into Washtenaw County, and by 6, most of that's out of here. I won't rule out an isolated shower or two, but the bulk of that should be gone through the evening, and then we have just off and on isolated chances tomorrow and Friday as well before a drier pattern will ensue for the weekend. So it times out well for the weekend when it comes to the drier weather. We'll still be warm, but marginal risk for severe weather south of I-94 today with those damaging wind gusts really the primary threat. Back to around 90 on Friday. We'll be mid-80s Saturday and back to around 90 on Sunday. So the heat will be working its way back in going into the weekend.